Hi there. In this video, I'm going to run you through the basics of creating a funnel. So if you've watched the previous video, you know we created a few assets and we have some template or example assets within our tracker. Let's go ahead and just create a new funnel rather than using this example funnel here. So I'm going to click Create New, then Create Visual Funnel. I want to use this existing funnel group as the parent. I'm going to put this test video funnel here. Then I'm going to click Save and Open Editor. So now we're opening the Funnel Builder canvas. You can see here this sort of builder canvas-like user interface. This is very much like a flowchart generator. So if you've used any tools before for drawing flowcharts, it will be relatively intuitive. You can click and drag to move nodes around. You can right-click to add nodes. You can also click the Add Nodes palette button here to open a list of your existing assets. So here I can create local nodes which exist only within the funnel of this specific funnel. You can consider these like empty nodes. For example, if I drag offers on here, it makes an empty offer node. I can right click to delete. I can add a rotator like this. I can right click to delete. What I want to do now is stitch together a simple funnel using the test assets in the account and the ones that I created. So I'm going to drag on this example lander 1. I'm going to give my Google lander here as well, and under offers, if I click here, I want to put example offer 1 and this Bing offer. So you can switch between your existing assets by just clicking these filter buttons here, and you can type if you want to search through the list for what you want to add. Now what I'm going to do is move these around. Now to connect things together, you can hover over the node, then this little circle here, these little handles, and you can click and drag to connect like so. I can then click and drag to move these labels, and I can move the nodes around. What I want to do is just connect these example assets that actually work together so that we can explain and show how this flow works. Then what I want to do is leave these here just on their own for now. So I'm going to save, and then I'll show you how to test this actual funnel. So once this is saved, and that might take a bit longer on the first attempt because we're creating lots of new nodes and page groups that have to save to our backend, but afterwards if I move this and click save, you can see it's significantly faster. So to get a link that you're going to actually use in a campaign or for your own testing, all you need to do is click the node that you want to send people to. Typically this is going to be the traffic node here, but you can actually send traffic to any part of this flowchart. So here I'm going to click the traffic node, then I'm going to go to redirect links, and here I can pick my example traffic source that I created, and I can get this link. I can change to other traffic sources here, and you can see that this link changes. So when it changes, the IDs in this link change, and all the URL parameters that we use for passing information from that traffic source are going to change as well. Now I'm just going to copy that link, and I'm going to open a new incognito window for testing. Whenever you do testing of your own links, which I highly recommend you do, always test your own tracking. You should open new private incognito windows and make sure that you do not have other ones open. If you have other ones open, you will see a 2 here. So for example, if I minimize this and then open another one again, you can see here it has this 2. If you see this, you might want to click Close Incognito, and it should close everything. Now if I open again, you can see it's back to a single window. The reason for that is because cookies are actually shared between all your open incognito windows. They're separate to your main browser, but they're actually linked to each other. Whenever you're testing tracking, you always want to make sure you're sandboxing the testing to make it isolated and more reliable. So now I'm going to paste this link in here and hit enter to load. So you can see here it's loaded this test lander that I have within the funnel, and I have action 1, 2, and 3. Now if I click action 1, I'm going to expect this to go to the offer that I linked it to. So if we go back here to look at the funnel, you can see that from the traffic node 100% goes to this lander here, and then action 1 goes to this offer here. So when it comes to pages, whether they're landers or offers, the outgoing connections are called actions. You might consider them to be click-throughs or click-through links. We can get the links that we need for those actions by right-clicking action and going Get Action Link. This is what these links look like. They are universal, and you can use them on all of your pages. They don't need any special parameters in them. They just say your custom domain /action/1. This sends the user back to FunnelFlux, where FunnelFlux decides, okay, where should this person actually go next based on the funnel that they are in and the node that I know they are on. So let's come back to this incognito window and click Action 1. You can see here it's now gone to Offer 1. Great. Now what will happen if I click Action 1 here? You can see that didn't work for some reason. Let's go back to this lander. What if I click Action 2 here, for example? Okay, there we go. You can see this says invalid action. The current node you're on doesn't have a configured connection for Action 2. So this is completely expected. If we go back and click Action 3, same thing. This is because in the funnel here, there is no action configured for Action 2 or 3 coming out of this lander here. But what I could do is drag connections here and make Action 1, 2, and 3. Now if I save and then go back here and click Action 1, it goes to the offer. If I click Action 2, it goes to the offer. If I click Action 3, it goes to the offer. So hopefully you can see how those actions work and how they are explicit and have to connect to something for them to actually work. Now I can delete these actions. I can also modify this action here, and instead I can just select all three on this single connection, and you can see now it says multiple actions here. I'm going to delete this, bring back Action 1. Now what I want to do is make Action 2 go to the Google lander and Action 3 go to the Bing offer. Now I'm going to save, reopen this, Action 1 goes to the offer, Action 2 goes to Google, Action 3 goes to Bing. So hopefully you can see how flexible and easy it is to actually control the routing and the design of your funnel flow. Lastly, I wanted to show you the split testing. So this traffic node is in fact a rotator. So it's the same as these rotator nodes here. It's just the default node that exists within funnels, which you can't delete or remove. So what I'm going to do is click and drag to Google Lander here to make this 50-50 connection. Okay, now I'm going to save. Now if I get this link again, it won't have changed, but just for example's sake, I'm going to show you getting this link again. Copy this. Now if I open this link in a new incognito window, it will 50-50 rotate between Lander 1 and the Google Lander. Alright, let me close all windows first. Open this up. First attempt, Lander 1. Second attempt, Lander 1. Third attempt, Lander 1. Fourth attempt, Google. Fifth attempt, Google. Google. There we go. So you can see approximately 50% rotation. Just by chance it did 3 then 3, but at scale of course it would just be 50-50. Okay, so that's pretty much everything you need to know with the basics of actually setting up a funnel. In a later video I'll go through how to actually work with these landing pages and what you would need to do to make this landing page work for you when it's your own page. So what scripts you need to add, what links you need to change, and basically how that works. But I'll cover that in a later video. Lastly, just to finish with the funnel builder, you can access various things from these action items here as well. Settings will open the settings for the funnel, so you can change the name, for example, and certain other settings. Stats will open our quick stats, which if I go to today, will show you the visits that I was just doing. So you can see 8 visits, 9 landing page views, 7 lander click-throughs to give us a click-through rate of almost 80%, 6 offer views, and so on. If I go to journey, I can see the sort of steps that I went through. So journey is how we, in a table form, represent the flexible pathways that people went through. You can see here I either went to the Google Lander or to this example Lander 1, and then I had click-throughs going to different offers and things here. You can also access a heat map if you want to see this in a more visual form. So if I click heat map, enable, and I go to today and load, you can see here it shows the node visits here, and it's just color-coded by volume at this point. Oh, sorry, nothing at the moment. If I change to visitor volume, you can see it's coded to the visitor volume. I can also change the heat mapping colors based on a few different parameters here. Right, okay, and that's pretty much it for the basics of the funnel builder. I'll see you in the next video where we go over using landing pages.